Amit Singh argues that fascism is resurfacing in India through the guise of Hindu nationalism, or Hindutva, posing a serious threat to Indian democracy. Despite being labeled as populist, nativist, and nationalist, the phenomenon of Hindutva fascism has not received sufficient scrutiny from scholars and activists. Mislabeling this ideology could undermine efforts to combat fascism and anti-democratic regimes. Without accurately identifying and labeling this threat, it will be difficult to develop an effective counter-strategy against it. The Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, and other radical right-wing groups are promoting fascism in India, and the lack of open discussion around Hindutva's fascistic roots is contributing to the gradual decline of Indian democracy. Hindutva is a type of ethnic nationalism that has been primarily advocated for by the far-right Hindu nationalist paramilitary organization, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, RSS, since 1925. The RSS is characterized by its radical far-right beliefs, hierarchical structure, authoritarianism, and the belief in Hindu supremacy. This form of nationalism seeks to impose uniformity through the Hindi language, Hindu religion, Hindu mythology, and unwavering loyalty to the nation, while suppressing dissenting opinions and eradicating religious pluralism and secularism from political discussions. The current Indian Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, is a member of the RSS and has been implicated in the post-Godhra riots. In 2002, Modi claimed that the train fire that killed 59 Hindus was a result of Islamist terrorism, rather than a communal conflict. Under Modi's leadership, India has shifted away from its secular roots towards fulfilling the RSS's Hindutva vision of a Hindu nation. India has transitioned from a secular state to an electoral autocracy, with Hindutva serving as its unofficial ideology. Madhav Sadashivrao Golwalkar, a prominent figure in the Hindutva movement, expressed admiration for Hitler's Germany for its efforts to eradicate Jews in order to maintain racial and cultural purity. He strongly believed that foreign races in India should be assimilated into the Hindu race, and that they did not deserve any privileges, including citizenship rights. Another individual close to the RSS, B.S. Munier, met with Mussolini on March 19, 1931, and played a pivotal role in shaping the RSS into a militarized organization modeled after Italian fascism. According to Hindutva ideologues, a homogeneous national identity is crucial to the foundation of nationhood. Therefore, their concept of nationhood is inherently anti-pluralistic. The RSS, akin to the Nazis and Italian fascists in the 1930s, molded Hindutva ideology. This fascist ideology is intrinsically anti-democratic, Islamophobic, and rejects liberal democratic notions of nation and citizenship. Male chauvinism and the cult of tradition dominate its policies, and under Modi's leadership, Hindutva fascism has become more crystallized. Hindutva aims to divide society into us and them, exacerbating pre-existing communal divides between Hindus and Muslims. Modi's administration has further fueled anti-Muslim sentiment, resulting in the demonization and violence against Muslims. Hindutva also fixates on the inherent superiority of Hindus. This obsession with purity has led the Indian Ministry of Culture to create a genetic database to track race purity in India. Muslims have been prosecuted for praying in their homes, and the proposed Citizenship Amendment Bill and National Register of Citizens are Modi's attempts to exclude Muslims from Indian citizenship. The Nazis were focused on racial purity and a pure, Aryan, German race. Similarly, Hindutva is consumed by the idea of Hindu superiority, as exemplified by Golwalkar's 1966 book alleging the purity of Hindu blood. Today, the Indian Ministry of Culture is establishing a state-of-the-art genetic database to track the purity of races in India. Under Modi's regime in India, dissent is met with severe punishment, which is a clear indication of a fascist government. Modi has been labeled as a predator of press freedom, as under his leadership, media and academic freedom have reached a new low. In several instances, parliamentary debates have been shut down, and laws passed without proper discussion. The cult of personality surrounding Modi in India bears similarities to Hitler's leadership style. The omnipresence of images of the "dear leader" and the rise of partisan Godi media, which replaces state media, are reminiscent of Nazi propaganda. Instead of holding Modi accountable for his disastrous handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, which has caused the deaths of millions of Indians, this media continuously praises his work ethic. However, their coverage normalizes IL liberalism and promotes hate speech against anyone who challenges Modi, not only Muslims. Fascism relies on rewriting history and attacking educational institutions that might challenge its ideas. Under Modi's government, chapters on protest and social movements have been removed from textbooks, replaced by Hindutva ideologies that demonize Muslims and glorify Hindus' past. Scholars and academics who criticize Hindutva or the Modi government are often fired or attacked. Government institutions, particularly security and financial agencies, intimidate and harass opposition parties and anyone who dares to dissent. Despite being sporadic and disorganized, resistance against Hindutva is evident in various forms and levels. Farmers, students, intellectuals, religious minorities, civil society, and even the main opposition party in India are rising up to protest against Modi's Hindutva government policies. There is also an invisible defiance against Hindutva fascism taking shape in private discussions, even among its supporters. Although Hindutva may be hegemonic, its gradual decline has already begun. In 2005, the US banned Modi from entry due to his failure to act against anti-Muslim riots in India. However, when Modi became Prime Minister in 2014, Western leaders welcomed him with open arms, possibly to nurture business interests. This boosted the morale of Hindutva proponents and discouraged resistance as the ideology gained respectability in the West. If Western nations truly want to uphold liberal democracy, they must isolate authoritarian leaders like Modi and condemn their illiberal policies. This is the only way to save a faltering democracy like India.